Henrik asks, everyone's selling AI tools. You keep saying systems, not tools. What's the real difference?
Okay. So the main difference is that I see systems as assets and tools as basically are just subscriptions. I wouldn't refer to them as liabilities because they are not necessarily liabilities, but a tool, it's always closer to being, it's always a subscription, and a system is always an asset. Why? Because a system compounds over time. Okay. So a system includes and encompasses documented workflows, your data, the wiring between the different workflows and the tools. So it's something that over time it can improve, and it doesn't need adjustment over time. In the past, when you had SOPs, you had like 100 pages of SOPs, they needed to be updated. You don't need to update things now because you just get an AI to be connected to your softwares that your team already uses to work, and have the AI study the micro changes in the workflows and the SOPs and update your documentation accordingly. Okay, that's a system. A tool is literally, oh, I'm using whatever, Lovable to build websites. Okay, it can be useful for a certain time period, but the point is that it's really unreliable because it makes you dependent on the tool because you're not acquiring the know-how to replicate that result. I would say a tool is like I would use this analogy. A tool is like hiring an agency, and a system is like building the team in a house. Okay, it's totally fine to hire an agency, and I think there are people that do it for years. But the point is that if you can absorb that knowledge, that know-how within your own company, that's definitely the way to go. And oftentimes that's the direction to take, right? So the agency is the in-between step. It's sort of the shortcut that you take to as you build that team in-house. Okay, so it's the same thing with a tool. Lovable is totally fine. You can use it, but use it knowing that in the meantime, you need to constantly work to try and replace it with a system that you have more control on. So to give you an example, like any other subscriptions, like if Lovable decides to start working terribly, what are you going to do about it? Nothing, right? Because you don't know how to be independent from it. And if it increases the price to like hundreds of thousands of euros per year, you're not going to do anything. And the same goes for things on a deeper level, like LLMs, like or like Claude. Like I use Claude so much, but make sure that you're not dependent from Claude because you have a system that is LLM agnostic. So make sure that if tomorrow Claude decides to increase the pricing of their max subscription or whatever, like to 2,000 euros a month or 20,000 euros a month, you're not going to be dependent on that because otherwise you cannot do anything within your company because it's all dependent on these tools. Okay, so hopefully this example gives you a very clear image of the difference between the two. I would also say like systems are compound over time, and tools sort of have this sort of sunk cost of acquiring the understanding about how to use them that you need to repeat over and over and over again. While if you have a system and you add a layer of proficiency to that system, that's yours. Like it's yours, and you compound that knowledge over time. Okay, so same thing as again building know-how internally in-house within your company. That knowledge compounds over time. If you have an agency and they perform very well, and for some reason you need to change them, you need to restart the relationship from zero. And that's why you never go from one agency to another. You always slowly transition between two until you get the same results from the second one that you got from the first one, and then eventually you switch. Same thing with the tool. That's why I think that analogy works very well. Another thing, I think it's the buying implication, which is a result of what I just mentioned, which is after you get the tool, what do you have? And the answer is only the result that it gives you today, right? And again, it can give you results day after day after day, but you only own the results, ideally. But with a system, you don't just own the result, you own the system itself, which is documented, transferable, and scalable, and compoundable, which I don't know if it's a word, but hopefully That gives you the idea. Real quick, if you're a business owner and your team is still doing the work that AI should be doing, I have a free gift for you. My team and I put together the AI Opportunity Map. It's basically everything we learn installing AI in 50 different industries and niches, where owners get stuck, which workflows pay back first, and how to install them without breaking what's already working. And we made this little quiz where you put in your business information and it shows you where AI actually fits in your business, across marketing, sales, fulfillment, operations, admin, and finance, and what to install first. And no matter what you're struggling with, another business has already struggled with the same thing and found a system to solve it. We could absolutely charge for this, but it's totally free. So go to sempersystems.com/scale, plug in your business information, and if you're feeling spicy, on the next page, you find exactly how we install these systems. And if you're feeling extra spicy and you actually want us to install this with you, you can book a call with me right there. We will look into your business, see if we can help. And if we can, we will install your first system into your business within 3 weeks. Either way, enjoy the map. And for a few of you, I hope to meet you on a call.